Hi guys, welcome to Blue Moon Rising TV. Where are we today? We're in Madrid, sunny Madrid. Last time we met it wasn't quite this beautiful, was it, Vitaly?
Well, it was for 5 minutes, and then for 5 minutes then it hailed and it rained. It's crazy.
The thing is, 5 minutes you've got to be grateful for in Manchester, so that's all right. Vitaly, you're from Real Galacticos. Tell the guys a little bit about where they should go, what they'll see on your channel.
So you can find us all around the internet as Real Galacticos, YouTube, Facebook, and basically we're doing daily content on Real Madrid, you know, the current events, telling the people what's happening with the club. We're traveling to the games, which is what I'm more excited about, and interviewing the fans inside the stadium, seeing what they think about the games and the players. Basically anything Real Madrid.
Okay, so
come check us out at Real Galacticos.
Great, yeah, they do some good stuff and they work with us, which means they've got to be pretty good, to be fair. We'll put a link in the description below, so make sure you check them out. They'll be doing loads of stuff around this game, same as us. We'll be working together, probably do something after the game. Things are getting nervy. But before we get started, we're going to do a combined 11. Real Madrid, Manchester City, who out of all those players right now, on current form, would get into a one super team. I think a team that would do pretty well, if I'm being honest, as well.
Both in the semi-finals? We'll probably get to the semi-finals at least.
Well, you'd expect so, yeah. So it'd take a bad manager to take the best from Real and City and just not get anywhere. So let's start number one. I know that you're a fan of Keylor Navas, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
because we spoke about David De Gea maybe going to Real Madrid, but you said you're happy with Navas. How's he been this season?
He's been great, to be honest with you. He's probably, like we said it some weeks ago, in the Real Madrid player of the season. I was thinking that maybe he's the one that's been the most consistent. You know, like
Manchester City.
Hey, go on Manchester City.
Come on, City. So
Atletico fan,
probably.
I think, yeah.
But yeah, I think Keylor has been the most consistent. Like, we haven't seen any bad performances. So that's already a lot to say. I mean, well, we have Cristiano, we have Bale, but none of them have consistently performed well.
Yeah.
And Navas has saved us many times.
Right, okay, so yeah, he's a good goalie. I remember there were also rumours that you were doing a swap deal for De Gea for Navas, so there's a lot of politics going around.
Yeah, that was a drama in the summer.
Yeah, and your fax machine, I wish your fax machine worked, because then them lot wouldn't have De Gea, who saved them so many points. But this is about us anyway, so let's talk about Joe Hart now. Now, when we're talking about European success here, which we are, that's why we're here, I think we've got to say that Joe Hart has been one of the players probably of the whole campaign. If we get to the final, I wouldn't be surprised to see Joe Hart in the Champions League team altogether.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about this before. I never shut up about how good he's been stopping penalties from Messi, stopping penalties from Zlatan. You know, let's see how he kept a clean sheet, as did you in the last leg. He has been immense for us in the Champions League. He turns up for big games. And I would say, although I really respect and rate Keylor Navas, I would say Joe Hart probably just pips it.
I think I have to agree with you. You know, like, it's also experience and like how many years he's been playing at that level. You know, I think
he's at the peak now as well. He's,
and I think that Keylor is still he still has something to prove.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's his first full season as a starting goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
I'm sure he'll get better and better. But let's stick Joe Hart in there, especially as this is going on our channel, so I've got the controls.
No, but yeah,
here.
you know, I'm not caving in.
Okay.
Let's go with Joe Hart.
Cool. Okay, let's go to the right back now. So the right back position is one that I think is going to be changing at City next season. We definitely need to bring somebody in. Pablo Zabaleta has been one of our best players over the last sort of 8 years. He came in before the takeover. He's missed the Manchester City, but unfortunately, as we say, his legs have kind of gone. He's not got that pace anymore to play at Champions League level, which is fast. So and Sanya, who has become our first choice, he's getting on now. You know, this is probably he's probably got a season or two left in him. So I'm already tempted to say that your choice
would be Carvajal.
Yeah,
I think Carvajal is, you know, number one is the projection he has. He's a very young player. And, you know, he's from the academy. He has this, like, all the ingredients to be a great Real Madrid player for a long time. Yeah. And, you know, he's fast, he's good defending, he's good attacking, he's tactically well positioned. Yeah. I would have to go with Carvajal on the right.
Okay, all right, 1-1 then. I'll give you Carvajal. I think, like I say, we're going to be changing up these positions, and that is one I think will look different next season. And if we had this talk again next season, who knows who we'd have in there. Let's switch over to the left. We've got Kolarov, less said about him the better. Clichy is going to be the one who's going to be playing the big games. He's defensively minded. Again, he's getting on a bit. He's probably at the end of his career. I do rate him But again, he's probably not our strongest position. Who would you throw? You've got Marcelo, right?
We've got Marcelo. Definitely, Marcelo is a genius.
He's
you know,
great.
against him, a lot of people could say that he's better attacking than he's defending, which is
Yeah.
something that, you know, it's kind of a good point in some games, but you know, I can't leave Marcelo out. He's a genius with the ball. When he defends, when he's on point defending, it's also very hard to go through him. So
Yeah, and he's got fantastic hair as well. So I think just for that,
Just for
we'll,
the
we'll
hair.
get him in. No, but he seems to be a big game player. He seems to get in there offensively as well. You know, he's exciting as a wing back, getting
Yeah.
forward. I'll give you him as well, to be honest. Moving to the centre back position, I think there's a lot of competition here. I'm gonna let you go first on this one. Who from Real Madrid would you throw in there?
you know, we have good options. Varane, he's maybe too young. We have Sergio Ramos, but I personally would choose Pepe.
Wow, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a bit of controversy there, isn't there? Because Ramos, he's been at the club a while, but
But also
for
Pepe,
you-
he's been in the club maybe the same amount of time, 9-10 seasons.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Pepe had maybe a rough beginning. The first couple of seasons, he had a couple of episodes where, you know, he didn't behave properly.
Yeah.
But that is like water under the bridge for sure. Like, and he's a great, consistent centre back.
I think if you have Pepe in your team, you've got to expect a little bit of fireworks because that's his style, isn't it? I mean, he's aggressive. I mean, next level aggressive, isn't
Yeah,
he? And
but
sometimes
I
you want
think in a
that
good
just
way.
to yeah. I mean, that's sometimes what you want. Just, you know someone who's going to make a crunching tackle just at the right moment. It lifts the whole team. There were even rumours last summer, I remember, of Pepe maybe, or 2 summers ago, of Pepe maybe coming to City. And there were a lot of people excited about that as well. Maybe it was never going to happen, but people were talking about it. So yeah, okay, Pepe. I'll throw in a name as well then. So Mangala got Otamendi company. Otamendi, I think, is someone who's getting better and better as the seasons go on. You know him obviously from his
Yeah,
time at Valencia.
Valencia.
He got in the team of La Liga last season, which is
Playing in Valencia is a great thing.
which
yeah.
to be able to do that exactly, not playing for one of the big 2 or 3. But I'm gonna say company because, again, he's another Mr. Manchester City. If he's not injured, you know, he is the bedrock for our team, and you know everybody seems to, you know, when you've got that player in there, it just seems to lift everybody else up.
Yeah.
He's that man for us. So I'm going to say Vincent Kompany and Pepe in a centre-back defence.
I would sign those centre-backs
That would be,
today, yeah.
I would be having nightmares about playing against that.
And I like
wouldn't
company
you?
because, like, you know, he also has that. I mean, he's quick, he's strong, and pretty much he has everything you need in a centre back.
He's a front-footed defender in the sense that as well, he won't necessarily let the player come at him. He'll just be like, boom, take you out, you know, before you've got the chance to move forward.
Yeah.
Whereas other defenders might like track
I
them.
mean, we
which
saw
is
that in the
fine.
first game. Like he was cutting a lot of passes and like cutting a lot of plays before they became dangerous.
Exactly.
And yeah,
You can actually, from you saying that, it makes sense that you see that because he actually started as a central midfielder and he came back and you can see he's got that in his game and he will make the pass and he will do that sort of cleaning up role in the centre mid role, which is like see the ball coming in, go and get it. So he's got that to his game. That would be a ferocious centre back pairing. Let's move to the centre mid now. So we're going to say 2 holding midfielders.
yeah.
I'm going to say Fernandinho for us because he's just a player that he's Mr. Dependable. You know, he's got a goal in him as well when he needs it. He's what you know. Brazilians often come to England and don't play well because I don't know what it is, but
Maybe a style of play probably. You know, like they're more used to the jogo bonito or something. But
yeah, and in England we're a bit more rough and ready. And like you have
Just a bit.
Robinho come into Manchester City, and all of a sudden he played at home very well, but then when he went away to Stoke, goes missing. But Fernandinho's really sort of smashed that that image that we have of Brazilians of being like, you know, maybe like, I'm not going to bother today. And because he gives 100% every game. And I think that's what you need in a centre mid position.
keeping
right?
in the Brazilian thing, I'm going to throw Casemiro. But I think that maybe the factor you've mentioned, the goal, it's something that Casemiro is lacking. He's also Mr. Reliable,
Yeah.
Mr. Dependable. But yeah, I'd like a strong centre midfielder, but it has that little thing of the goal. And it's something that maybe Casemiro doesn't have.
Okay.
So I'll buy your Fernandinho.
You'll give me Fernandinho.
I'll give you
And then
Fernandinho.
you will go with...
Luka Modric.
Okay.
As the kind
You
of
know him.
defending, because Luka Modric defends and he steals a lot of, causes a lot of turnovers and steals the ball, but also on the ball, he's just magic. And
Yeah.
I don't think Luka Modric should not be in this ideal 11.
Yeah, I mean, we know him from England as well. Had some amazing seasons at Spurs. And yeah, I think, you know, he's got that attacking quality to his game as well, hasn't he? He's creative. And I'm worried about him playing him against Real Madrid. So I'm happy to give you Modric there. We know very well what he's capable of. Okay, now I think the wings is a position which we're growing into. But I think if we're going to talk about left wing...
So before we go to the strikers, because we're talking about a 4-3-3, I can see it here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So we have Fernandinho, Modric, who's going to be your third person there.
Oh, okay, just in front of the midfielders there. Okay, so I'm going to say one of the star signings since the takeover at Manchester City, the Ginger Prince, Fresh Prince of Ginger Hair, Kevin De Bruyne. He's magnificent. We talked about Silva, but Silva is quality, don't get me wrong, and if I was sort of doing a best Manchester City of all time, he'd be the first name on my list. He's dropped off a little bit this season. He's got some injuries. His ankle's giving him worries. But Kevin De Bruyne has stepped up to the plate, and I think he is. I think he's going to really, really show himself to be world class in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think in that third, midfield position, I could throw maybe Isco, maybe James. But they haven't had the greatest season this year, and I think, the potential that De Bruyne has and like his projection, he's like a fuller pack of a player.
He's very exciting.
He's very exciting, yeah.
And he brings the excitement that you've probably got more on the wings than you've got probably down the middle. Speaking of which, okay, let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. Who's your left wing suggestion?
So I'll give you Kevin De Bruyne. That's
yeah,
okay.
Of course.
That's
done. That's set.
And I like the sound of that name. I love saying that. Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. No one knows really how to say it. I think it's Kevin De Bruyne. But
we'll stick with De Bruyne.
De Bruyne is good.
And left, Cristiano.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much arguments I can, give to prove that point.
I think people in the comments are going to be saying that maybe I should be fighting against this one, but I would be out of my mind to say that Cristiano Ronaldo is not one of the very best the game has ever seen. So on that left wing, I mean, we've got Sterling there. He's just not competing at that level yet. I think he'll grow, and I think he'll be a great player. But Ronaldo, he's made that position on his own.
It'll be hard to think about any player that can really compete to take that position from Cristiano.
Yeah, in any team in the world, you would struggle very much. So let's get Ronaldo on that left. And then firing over to the right, again, another strong offering that you've got here.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
And I think, again, we haven't seen Gareth Bale to his fullest potential at Real Madrid. It's something that maybe us fans, well, I love Gareth Bale, but a lot of people say maybe tainted with the fact that he costs so much. But in general, he was for 2 years in a row best player in the Premier League, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it'd be hard to compete on that wing with Gareth Bale.
I promise you that.
Who would you throw?
Yeah, I'm not even going to suggest anyone. I mean, we've got Navas on that wing, who's he's good. He's more defensively minded, I would say, and I think he could be really useful for us when we play you. But in terms of pure talent, we know what Gareth Bale's all about. We know how he can terrorise defences from when he was just a young kid, So, and I promise you that any team in the Premier League, if they could be offered, if you offered them Gareth Bale, they would bite your hand off to get Gareth Bale.
I think that probably any team in the world right now, if they were offered Gareth Bale, they would say yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely. So let's stick Bale on that wing as well. I mean, you're a team that plays down those wings and exploits the pace.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to give you that. We're a team that plays more probably centrally. That brings me to a lone striker. We've got two very, very capable and talented players here to offer. It's Aguero versus Benzema. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm going to give you Aguero.
You're going to give me Aguero like that. Boom.
I have to be honest, if at their best, at their very best, I don't think Benzema can compete with Aguero.
Yeah, I don't think he's as complete. I just think Aguero is that, Argentinian dog that will fight for every ball.
And he looks tiny, but he's really powerful. He can finish, he can shoot from outside the box, he can dribble. I think he can do more things that your offense needs than Benzema.
Yeah, I mean, and he can score any kind of goal. These guys are happy as well. And they love Aguero. Big Aguero fans behind us.
They're like, Benzema, Aguero, yeah!
Come on, Man City fans. And Aguero, there were rumours that Real Madrid have been trying to get him from us, actually. Every season they seem to appear.
To me, Aguero seems like a player that, every summer, there are a lot of teams interested in getting him.
Yeah, I think... you know, he was at Atletico. You don't go from Atletico to Real Madrid directly generally, so I think there's that sort of idea that maybe he'd go to another team, then go to Real Madrid.
Back, yeah.
But every year he keeps saying I'm going nowhere, and I love him for it, you know. And he says he likes the weather as well, which is just like when you get a player that likes the Manchester weather, you do not let them go ever. So yeah. All right. Well, that's our 11. I think you've just narrowly...
Summarize.
Okay.
So we have Hart, Company, and Pepe. Then we have Carvajal, Marcelo, Fernandinho, Modric, De Bruyne, Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, and Sergio Aguero.
Okay, so you've just narrowly, we've given you an extra one there. I think at this point in time, come back next season, and I'll challenge you again. Might get a couple more City players in it, but I think that's fair.
We'll talk about the manager too.
Yeah, well, that's a new battle as well. But let us know, guys, in the comments. Do you agree with that? Have I been too kind on our friend Vitaly here?
Have we been too kind?
Yeah, okay, lots to talk about there. Drop a like on the video. Make sure you get over to Real Galacticos where we're doing loads more content. Comment, subscribe. We'll see you at the game. See you in a bit.